not be as interesting. But one thing I am quite happy that she has made my job easier. Because at least most of the things that I have covered is there in the slides. But you will now realize it's a repetition. Some of them are repetition, it's easy to understand. And it's already in the morning we have discussed about null hypothesis, alternate hypothesis, and type 1 error, type 2 error. I'm not going to repeat this. Types of data, all this was just a repetition. They want me to repeat or I can go ahead because these are quite, she explained it in a very simple language and it was this type of data. And why you need to know that? Because on that basis you will use the various statistical tests. So that's why I'm happy that my parametric, non-parametric. So you should be able to recognize that what type of data that you are dealing with. Now why it is important? Because when you are reading, even if you are not doing research, but when you have read a paper, probably you should be able to understand that or be able to pick up if some wrong statistical tests have been done. And it's not that it is not reported, it's always done. It is the authors think that okay, I have done the right test, but that may not be the right test. Even the editors also, it's a published article also, a lot of articles which are published, he uses wrong statistical tests, so you must know this. But it's very difficult to recognize because you are not a statistician. So it's not possible for you to recognize, to remember all statistical tests. But whatever the 5 flow chart or diagram that I am going to show, this, if your concept is clear, so don't try to remember it, but keep the charts. Whenever you need to refer, please refer to the charts. And then more than 95% times, you will be correct and you will recognize the correct. To know that which statistical test will be applicable to this particular set of data, is just follow this. First thing that you have to recognize what type of data set that you are having. And that you can, by now you can recognize the data set. Then, just 5 types of questions you have to understand. That is there a difference between the groups which is unpaired, means 2 or more independent samples drawn from the same population. What do I mean by that? Suppose from the same population, 2 different group of samples are drawn. And it means one group, one sample will get treatment A, the other sample will get treatment B. So this is, which is unpaired. Okay. So if this type of question you are going to answer, then this table will be applicable. This table is there in your book. So just try to understand that after this, you have to see that whether the data set you have is numerical or categorical. In numerical data, if it is, whether it's parametric or non-parametric. If it is parametric group, parametric data, and then if there are 2 groups, then the test which will be applicable is unpaired t-test. If it is more than 2 groups, ANOVA. So just try to understand the basic principle of the table. So don't try to remember whatever the various tests are there. But if you see at the end of the talk, probably there may be only 2 dozen tests which will be applicable in more than 95% of the studies. If the data is numerical but non-parametric, 2 groups, Mann-Whitney, if more than 2 groups, Kruskal-Wallis. And wherever there are more than 2 groups, if it is showing positive, then in that case you have to do post hoc analysis by these tests. Okay. So first thing, type of question that we are going to answer, type of data they have, numerical, parametric, then 2 groups or more than 2 groups. Clear? In categorical data, again you can have 2 groups, you can have more than 2 groups. If it is 2 groups, then chi-square test, Fisher test or chi-square test. Okay? Table is simple to understand. Next table will be still simpler. What is the difference in the next table? Is there a difference between groups which are paired? Means compares 2 or more sets of observation on a single, such as time series, before and after, and crossover design. What do I mean by that? Suppose here you are not comparing 2 different sets of treatment or no treatment or placebo. Here you are trying to compare, suppose you want to know the effect of any medicine on blood pressure or intraocular pressure. So what you will do, from the same population, same set of sample, group of people, you will draw a sample first before treatment, then after treatment. Again, it may be one sample, maybe two samples, maybe three samples, depending on various different time intervals that you are going to have. But the group of people from where you are checking or drawing the sample will remain the same. So this is paired group. Now if you have got this type of question to answer, then again after this it's the same logic that you have to apply. If it is numerical, data, parametric, two groups, if it is two groups then paired t-test, more than two groups, repeated measures ANOVA. If it is non-parametric, two groups Mann-Wilcoxon test, more than two groups Friedman test. Categorical data, two groups, more than two groups, McEnmark, Cochrane Q test. And here again in multiple group test, if you are showing, if you are getting positive or p-value significant, then you have to do post hoc analysis. So this table is simpler after the first table, you have understood that. So don't try to remember the various tests, okay. Now, is there an association between the two variables? Just now Priya also discussed this. If your data is numerical, both are parametric, then Pearson's correlation coefficient. And as she said that the positive sign indicates positive correlation, negative sign indicates inverse correlation. If data is non-parametric, then Spearman's rank test, correlation coefficient or Kendall's test. If it is categorical data, risk ratio, odds ratio, if it is otherwise more than 2, then chi-square for trend logistic regression. Now, is there an agreement between assessments? This is valid for various screening tests, diagnostic tests, later validation. Suppose a particular group of examinations are done by two group of people, then in that case you want to see whether both are validated or not. In that case you have to use this table. Or suppose a new test is going to be introduced, then you have to compare it with the gold standard, and in that you have to use this table. So if it is numerical data, then intra-class correlation coefficient, ICC. And if it is categorical data, then these group of tests. And finally, is there a difference time trends, means survival trend? So if it is two groups, Mantel-Haenszel test, if more than two groups, log rank test or Mantel-Cox test. So if these 5 tables, whatever we have said, if you follow this and you have understood the basic principles, then any time if you forget some, the most common ones you can remember, which is hardly 10 tests you can remember. After that, if something falls beyond that, then you can refer to this table. And also there was editorial published in IGO in the last issue of 2011. In that editorial, this is given. So if you sometimes if you forget, you can follow that. Now something interesting after that. That statistics is the only science where different conclusions can be drawn by different statisticians using the same set of data. Therefore, whatever is written in the paper, don't believe, don't trust. And that's why the statisticians also they need to be blinded, and the importance of triple blind study. Now, if someone who has attended my course before need not answer. Okay. So, suppose I have made you everyone medical officer and you have to take a decision on certain important matter and to choose the best rehabilitation program for the heart attack victim. So I am giving you 4 programs. Program A, which produced an absolute reduction in death of 3%. Whatever Priya has talked, probably that will be handy now. Program B, which reduced rate of death by 20%. Program C, which increased patient survival rate from 84 to 87%. Program D, which meant that 31 people needed to enter the program to avoid 1 death. And now with the at least with her previous talk, these all 4 programs are very clear. Now anyone choosing for promise, how many of you will choose program A? No one. Program B, so it's absolutely horrible. Program B, no one. Okay, program C, program D, C or D? D. Anyone else? D? One, two.
Are same.
Who is telling all are same? You have attended my previous course? Very good. Now tell me why.
Different test.
C is the 87 minus 84, so that is 3% reduction. This
Okay. She's absolutely right. She's absolutely brilliant. That basic data, suppose if I give you one data, you have survival rate, which any program which reduces survival rate, will increase survival rate from 84 to 87%. So you can draw that the death rate becomes from 16 to 13%, right? What was program A? 16% minus 13%, so absolute death reduction is 3%. Okay. And this was the thing which was program A, which produced an absolute reduction in death of 3%, correct? Program B, 20%, program, what was program B? Which reduced death rate by 20%, okay? 20% of 16%, because 16% is the basic death rate. 20% of 16% is 3.2, hence 20% reduction in death rate from 16 to 12.8, which is about 13%. And this was program B. Program C increased survival rate from 84 to 87%, which was the basic data that you have. And program D, number needed to treat, 1 upon absolute reduction, which is 1 upon absolute reduction is 3%, right? 1 upon 3% is 33. So all programs are same. Okay? So that's why you need to know statistics means you have to really apply statistics and understand statistics. Now, don't get disheartened if someone has said A, B, C or this thing, because this is the actual study done in UK, where about 170 medical officers who used to take decisions about various medical medical decisions, medical programs. So this questionnaire was sent to them, 30 didn't respond, about 140 responded, only 3 out of that, they said that all programs are same. All rest of them, they had opted for either A, B, C or D. Okay, so don't get disheartened. So it's not that only in India we are ignorant, since in the UK where we consider that UK is probably the ultimate of medical education or anything. Okay, so now it's very clear that you have to understand statistics. And this data is in the morning Nitya gave you. That so it's all important journals, not that it is just Indian journal that you will say that we are very bad. Even in this type of reputed journals, American Journal of Obstetrics and Gynecology and Transfusion, these two also there are so much of statistical mistakes. It means you can expect statistical mistakes everywhere. Therefore, we have to understand it better. Okay, just 1 or 2 simple things which I will tell you. That of course, to know whether data set is parametric or non-parametric, you have to have, you can have the certain statistical test which you can conduct. The moment, because Nitya also told you in the morning that if you put your data set and apply those tests, it will tell you whether your data set is parametric or not. But just offhand also, some of the important features, just one feature if you know. One is that if the data set contains more than 100 entry, most likely, if it is continuous data, most likely it may be parametric. So it's 99% times you will be right. The other one, that if standard deviation is more than half of mean, it means data cannot be parametric. Standard deviation is more than half of mean. So just by looking at the data, you can say that this is not parametric. Only thing that it's applicable only for variable where negative values are impossible. Okay, now in this in the first 4 columns, there are some data set. Can you tell me which are the data which are parametric, which are non-parametric? Because in this column is the mean and this is the standard deviation. If you look at this is non-parametric. Why? Standard deviation is more than half of mean. Non-parametric. Same reason. Non-parametric. Non-parametric. But when the authors reported this, they applied the test which was applicable for parametric test. So parametric values. So it means it was wrong. These are reported in literature. Okay?
Sometimes what you can do, Naik, you can take log of that and you can still apply parametric.
Yes, statistician, whatever answer you want to know, you want to get, they can give you. So you can miss what he says, that even the non-parametric data can be converted to parametric data. Okay, now you tell me which statistical test should be applicable to this. You just tell me the basic principles. If you don't tell me the name of the test, that is okay, because unless you follow that table, probably you won't be able to tell. So if you just tell me the basic principles. So what type of question is this? Means which table will be applicable? The first table was where the unpaired group, second table was paired group. So it will be either this or that, because it's a 2 group, right?
Unpaired. Unpaired.
Unpaired t-test, paired t-test. Which one?
Unpaired.
Unpaired. Okay, this portion is right. And next part, unpaired t-test. Of course, unpaired, data set is unpaired. So unpaired. So you mean to say unpaired t-test? Which test? Next question was, data is what? Numerical or categorical?
Numerical.
It's numerical, okay. Now it's a, next question was parametric, non-parametric.
Cannot be parametric.
It cannot be parametric. Why? Mean and standard deviation, if you see, it's more than half. Standard deviation, so it's non-parametric, right? And the authors applied t-test. But the correct method was Mann-Whitney. Why? Because I will just show you the table. Where you see this, for unpaired group, numerical data, non-parametric, 2 groups, Mann-Whitney. Correct? So if you follow the sequence, then you will be, and if you have this table handy, you will be very good. Means you will be right most of the time. Now here, which test will be applicable?
Paired.
Which test?
Paired.
Paired.
Very good. Straight away this answer came. Paired t-test, because it is before and after intervention. Okay. But the authors were not as clever, although they had conducted the study, because they did t-test. So t-test means they did the unpaired t-test. So it means the authors were not okay. It is just to show you the table. Sorry.
They did not attend research methodology course.
Oh yes. So this was the table number 1, unpaired, and this is paired. So therefore the paired t-test. Okay. Now this one. This is a very common mistake. In this, whatever mistake I am going to point out is a very common mistake. Which statistical test will be length of stay in days? Okay. How do you proceed?
Standard deviation is again 1.
So it is parametric, but then you went to the third step. First step, which question?
Anno.
Unpaired. It's an unpaired data with
More than
3.
Sorry, which way? We said something here. What was that?
non-parametric unpaired.
More than 2 groups.
How many groups are there? More than 2 groups.
More than 2 groups.
Is it a
What-
parametric or non-parametric data? It's a parametric data. So what test will you apply?
NO.
Very good. Someone said, because what mistake in this, and even the authors say that they compared hospital 1 and 2 with t-test, 2 and 3 with t-test, 1 and 3 with t-test, and then they're reported like that, which is wrong, because if this type of study you are doing, you have to apply ANOVA. Okay, not that between this and this, this and this and this and this. And then if it is coming positive, then you do the post hoc analysis that which 2 groups are significant. Okay. A study to compare a new method with an established method for the culture of tubercle bacilli. Each of 320 specimens was tested by 2 methods. New method detected 30% positive and established method 25%. And authors did chi-square test and said it was not significant.
Man Wilcoxon. It's a paired data.
This is what? Paired. So, and what type of data? Numerical?
No, categorical.
Yes. So, the authors did was, what they did? They considered this as unpaired group. So, it has to be Mac-and-Mar test. Okay? This I will bypass. First, chi-square test must be on actual number observed in each category, neither in proportion nor percentage. So that example I bypassed because I thought this a little less time. Now the last 2 examples. Just now again, Priya told you about correlation coefficient. These tables just for your recapitulation I am putting forward. Then I will put this. In this again, what they did, this is comparison of 2 methods. Okay. With aneroid method and mercury. What the authors did, this method, whatever was the mean, this method, whatever was the mean, and then they compare. Is it right?
No, this is a paired data also. No. 2 methods, 2 different methods.
Here basically it's a, what was the 4th table which I told you? Oh, sorry. Is the agreement between the 2 assessments. So in this, what was the thing which was required was intra-class correlation, not the mean of the 2. Because how can you compare? Suppose one is showing plus, minus and mean is this, the other one is showing mean, and then say both are taking the same measurement. Now there are, just see this example. The correlation coefficient and the intra-class correlation coefficient means subject A, B, C, and there were two validators, and in this was the scoring. What the authors did, because again this was the validation of the two raters, so it should have been intra-class correlation. What they did was the correlation, and in this, because as she told you, if this also will show one, this also will show one, so one correlation doesn't mean that both are matching. Okay, even if this is there just offset, but suppose if this is like this, this is like this also will show you one. Doesn't mean that it's the two are in agreement. This can only show the perfect correlation, but cannot tell you that two are in agreement. Therefore, if this type of thing, if you have to compare, then it has to be intra-class correlation coefficient, ICC. Okay. And this one, if you want to read about the very statistical test, you can read this editorial, the last issue of 2011.
Nayak,
Yes.
which test you use to assess the intraocular pressure calculation by two different observers with the same instrument?
Again, same intra-class correlation.
Intra-class correlation.
Yes, because they're the same. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. For our last session, we have an interactive session. First of all, we are distributing articles. Now, this is an article that has been submitted to IGO and has already been through the review process. This is your homework article. So, what we expect you to do is go through it at home at leisure today. Try and find out what is wrong with this article. Mark it preferably with a bright red color, and then tomorrow we will, in the first session, discuss this article and where the author has gone wrong and what all comments came through the review process, so that you have a better idea of how an article is processed and what you should keep in mind when you are putting together an article. And now I'll hand over to Dr. Kenshuk. He will continue with the interactive session, which is the last session for today.
But definitely read whatever has been given to you today. Read it not only once, you read it slowly and read it at least 3 times, then only you will be able to pick up.
Very good afternoon, sir, and everybody. This is the question and answer session. So I would like you to write down an answer on your piece of paper, and then we'll discuss in the end. Which of the following statements sound like a null hypothesis? The coin is not fair. There is a correlation in the population. There is no difference between the male and female incomes in the population. The defendant is guilty. Yeah, that's true or false. In statistics, the mode is a measurement which lies exactly between each and of the range of the values ranked in order. Is it true or false?
False.
Right. It's false. It's the most common recurring value. Approximately what percentage of scores fall within one standard deviation or the mean in normal distribution? You have to choose between the 4 options. A. As a general rule, researchers tend to use results if you fail to reject the null hypothesis when the null hypothesis actually falls. So which of these errors?
Please think and answer.
4.
No, 4. There are only 2 types of.
2. Beta error.
The type 2 error. As the sample size goes up, what tends to happen to the 95% confidence interval?
No, read all the options.
Both A and B.
Either will become more precise, narrow, wider, or both precise and narrow. A and B. A and B is the right answer. The answer is D. Select all of the following variables that are examples of categorical variables. Okay. So you have to choose between which of the following examples is a categorical variable. Yeah, the answer is gender and severity of hypertension. That mild, moderate, and severe will come into the categorical variable. So frequency distribution is another expression for a bar chart. Is it true or false? It's false. It's not an actually a frequency distribution, a bar chart.
Another expression for scatter.
Frequency distribution shows various attributes or quantities and the frequency of occurrence for every attribute. While using PubMed, what would be like if you want to search for use of 25G vitrectomy system in the management of GRT and diabetic retinopathy? So what would be our search request? What would you type in the PubMed?
25G vitrectomy, giant retinal tear, and DR. And ENT.
Or what about your brackets?
Or you could put management of giant retinal tear with TI in the bracket.
Because if like in English, what is and becomes different when you go and search for a PubMed thing. So that needs to be kept in mind.
One personal thing that we thought of is
That is one thing we have thought of. I would ask sir also if it's right.
Yeah, this is right. This is what we research.
Thank you so much. This is we have given you, we distributed the sample paper. So you just have to check. Tomorrow, ma'am will discuss. Chetra ma'am will discuss about.
And let them read it once right here.
Yeah, please. Yes, yes.
Otherwise, so that at least even on your way you will keep thinking about it. But I can assure you tomorrow will not be so boring like today. Tomorrow will be very light.
Yes, so we're looking forward for.
Except Priya's talk. Sorry, I was.
I just asked them what I'm doing.
No, this is what said. That except Priya's talk.
If anybody wants to ask the faculty members any questions or any queries that they have for today, they can ask sir.
Then put this all on YouTube so that everybody is benefited. Seriously. We have a lot of
No. Can I tell you something? If a person who is not serious enough to take that much effort to come here, sit for 2 days, will never sit. They will complain. अरे आप YouTube में डालो, मेरे को CD भेजो, मेरे को DVD भेजो, ये भेजो. But everything is just our waste of energy. I can tell you, if we can spend time, when was say why I have been sitting throughout the day.
we admire it.
So then in that case, if someone who doesn't want to come and sit here for 1 day or 2 days, then I think that they are not really motivated and not worth teaching even. This is what my feeling. Maybe you may think otherwise, they may think otherwise, that I have got so many work. So then keep doing that work. Give priority to them. It depends, these 2 days, what you are giving priority. Then I have turned my mobile off. I am sure that so many times my wife must have called it, tried it. And I have to face the brunt in the evening.
He knows the thing by research.
No, but I cannot say it with, you will say, what is the 95% confidence interval?
99.
I know that when Dr. Natarajan will make this video and DVD or whatever it is, he will be happy. He might send it to maybe everyone, but it will not have any effect. It will not have any effect because I mean, one can really do this research that whenever a CD or something which comes, how many times anyone is because it's free. Same thing, if it is charged even means it's not cost, more than cost, but say 1,000 rupees, and I'm sure only maybe 50 people will ask for it, and they will go through this, because I can tell you with this thing, I have the same feeling right from beginning. About 20 years back, or maybe 18 years back, I made one video, means that time VCR was there, so we had to make that, what do you call it, cassette, on small incision cataract surgery. And that, everyone is asking for it. So then I said, no, because in BOR members we send it through the journal free of charge. Then all others, I said, anyone who wants to have it, they should pay 200 rupees, that's all, just 200, including postage and everything. Then I got about 100 requests, and I am sure some of them, right, even now also when I went to one city in Ranchi, they told me, sir, this thing is still there, and sometimes I watch it. So this is the value of, because then they are motivated, that's why they have asked for it, they have paid for it, so they know the value. But they will give them free of charge, no one will.
Or, statistically speaking, Nayak, the VCR may have just reached Bihar.
Later on I started giving CD also.
No, just joking.
No, after that I gave CDs. Because I knew that was a transition phase, so I had both options, CD or cassette.